Hello. Welcome in. I'm Tammy Mastroberti, best-selling author of the book The Universe is Talking to You. Happy Thursday. Happy weekly spirit boost. Glad to be back with all of you again. If you are new to me, again, I'm the author of the book The Universe is Talking to You, and I help people learn how to communicate with the universe, get unstuck using spiritual tools, and really harness the energy around them to create more joy and ease and happiness in their life. And so today I am here to talk about how to cope with and view everything going on in the world today. There are so many things going on. The past couple of years have been literally insane. Let me just shut off. I have my heater on here. It's been insane. You know, the pandemic threw people for a loop, completely changed the way that we were living our lives at the time. We're dealing with a war in Ukraine that, because we now have the ability to see things and experience things on a global scale, whether that's through the news, whether that's on social media, affects us even if we're not living in those countries. And, politics, and I'm not here for a viewpoint. I'm literally here to just say, it's all over social media. Who's angry about gas prices? Whose fault it is for gas prices? Whatever way you stand, it doesn't matter. Gas prices are through the roof, right? They're like at a record high, I think. So there's just so many things going on, and it affects our energy, and it affects our health, and it affects our mental health. It affects our physical health. It causes problems for us, even if we are not affected personally or we are not experiencing these things. Again, we're seeing it, right? So I wanted to come on here and just talk a little bit about it, because I think sometimes when we see something happening to someone else, or we see something happening somewhere else, we feel helpless, we feel worried, we feel scared. We get there's some of us, especially if you know that you're sensitive and empathic, you really take in things that are happening, even if they're not happening to you and they're just happening around you. And so I want to just share my viewpoint and sort of how I handle things, in terms of whether they're affecting me personally or whether I am just looking at it through, the eyes of people who are reporting on it or talking about it or what have you. First of all, let's, for example, take the war in Ukraine, right? What's happening there is unimaginable, beyond horrific, just evil, ridiculous, horrifying things, right? And so the way that, and we can see this, right? People post pictures, they post videos, the news is constantly reporting. You see what's happening. It's not like oh, I can't imagine it. You can see the images, what's happening. It's horrible. How can we handle that? The way that I handle it is I look at and I say, and this is not just the war, I'm giving the war as an example. What can I do about it? What can I control? What is in my control? I don't live there. I don't have any contacts there. I can't I'm not going to fly there and try and help, right? I don't have any skills that would be helpful in that area. So what can I do? What can I do here in the United States, in New Jersey, so I can feel like I'm doing something for this? So I can feel like I am less helpless, so I can feel like I am doing my part. Here's what I would do, and here's what I do. Number one, I will every day, part of my daily prayers is for what is happening there. I am sending angels. I am sending people. And listen, and I'm not just saying say a prayer and blah, blah, blah. There's literally scientific evidence around prayer, especially praying for other people and how the energy actually does affect them. Say a prayer for the people who are in charge of Ukraine and trying to help them get out of this. Say a prayer for all of the people who are fleeing. May they get to safety. May they find some peace. saying a prayer, sending the energy. If you're an energy healer, if you do Reiki, if you do reconnective healing, if you do any type of energy work, sending that energy, right, to wherever it most needs to go. There are things we can do. In addition to that, the other thing that I do, and I do this anytime there's some type of a global crisis, you know, whether it's a hurricane that takes some, you know, a state out, or you know, COVID, right? When COVID hit and there were so many people that needed help. Where can I donate money? It could be $1. It doesn't have to be, oh, I need to come up with like $100 or $1,000 or $200 or whatever. Where can I do some good that I know it's going somewhere that's going to help? I personally, whenever there's a global crisis like this, I like to donate to charities that I know my money is going to the people who are being affected, right? Not that there's anything wrong with admins and making money, but when it comes to situations like this, I like to donate to places where I know my money is going to actually do something for the people who are suffering. There are many charities out there that are helping right now with the whole thing and with the war. The one that I like to donate to whenever there's some type of a global crisis, just because I know 100% goes to cash cards or kits to help people, or right now with Ukraine, relocating people, giving them transportation, helping them with hotels. And that is Be Strong, which works with Global Empowerment Mission. That's headed by Skinny Girl founder Bethany Frankel. And she's raised millions and millions and millions of dollars for the effort in Ukraine. And I know that even if I'm donating $1, that money is going to help somebody who's trying to get their family out, or who's trying to help them, you know, go to safety. So that's something I can do. And it makes me feel like, oh, I'm doing something, right? I'm doing something. I'm giving something. I'm just looking at comments that are coming through. Yes, I am working on another book. I just saw somebody. Yes, 100%. I'm working on another book. So stay tuned for that. So that's something you can do so that you don't have to feel helpless, so that you don't have to feel like, oh my gosh, you know, I'm looking around, I'm seeing all of this. It's so upsetting to me, what have you. I'm just looking at my, oh, okay. I wanted to make sure I didn't miss comments. So that's something that you can do. What can I control? Anytime something is happening around you that is upsetting you, I always start with, what can I control? What can I do? What can I do that will make me feel better, that I have the ability to do? You know, it's back to the serenity prayer. You know, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change and the courage to do something about the things that I can. And so that's how I look at it. You know, gas prices are another, obviously very different than the war situation, but I'm just thinking of current things that are happening that are upsetting people, that people are getting crazy about online, and is a real issue, right? So what can I do about this? I don't work for ExxonMobil, right? I don't work for Chevron, or, you know, what are some of the, I don't know, BP, whatever, these big gas and oil companies. I can't do anything about that, right? I'm just a consumer who needs gas for my car to go to the grocery store, to go to work, to visit family and friends, whatever it is you're doing. What can I do about this? I know that eventually they're going to go back down, right? Sort of the way that it has always been. It goes up, it goes down, it goes up, it goes. It's annoying. It's upsetting. It is, you know, whoever is to blame for it, I don't know, you know, and I'm not going to take a position on it. But what can I do about it? Okay. I can just say, oh, I'm not going to get myself upset. I'm not going to be mad at the gas station attendant every time I go to get gas. I'm not going to get involved in these conversations on Facebook where people are blaming politicians or blaming all this situation, because again, my opinion and blame is not helping anyone. So what am I going to do? Okay. I can't do anything about it. I have to pay for the stupid gas right now until the prices go back down again. What can I do? Where can I cut back in another area of my life so that I can afford the gas prices? Where can I carpool? Where can I, maybe you work a distance and you can ask, listen, gas prices are insane. Can I work from home a couple of days a week? What can I do to control the situation? That's always my first thing. What can I do to combat this? If I get to the point where now, okay, I've done what I can, I've prayed for the people in Ukraine, I send them energy, I'm compassionate about what is happening there, it is horrible. What can I do besides that? I can donate. Okay, I'm going to donate, even if it's $5. I'm going to donate because I know my money is going to go to help people, and that's going to make me feel better. Because if I was in this situation, if we were under attack, would I want other people to donate to try and help me relocate? 100%. So that's something, that we can do. After what you can control, okay? After what you can do, the only other thing we can do is protect ourselves, protect our energy, and disconnect a little bit. Especially people who are extremely sensitive, who, literally you're up worrying about, different things and everything is getting to. What can I do now? I have to disconnect a little bit. What does that mean? That means protecting your energy. Maybe you don't watch the news right now. Maybe the news is too much. Maybe you just, for me, I don't watch the news. I always find out what's going on around me through other people who either watch the news, or I'll go to certain websites and check on certain things that I know about or that I want to know about. That's in my control. I can Google something, read something, and if I see something that's upsetting me, go to a different website that's reporting on it, right? That's more in my control than going to being assaulted on the news with images and stories, and not just globally, but even in your town. You know what I mean? Do you need to know all the horrible things that are happening? Can you do anything about that? So I don't watch the news at all, but maybe if you're sensitive, maybe right now it's not watching the news. Maybe it is unfollowing people on Facebook who tend, or any type of social media, who tend to post provoking things, and then there's arguing, right? They have a thing on Facebook, you can snooze somebody for 30 days. Snooze them for 30 days so you stop getting assaulted by the images or the things that are upsetting. And again, that doesn't mean you don't have compassion. I'm telling you, do something about it. Say a prayer. Send energy if you're a healer. Donate what you can. Do what you can. But after that, you have to protect your own energy. I remember years ago hearing Dr. Wayne Dyer, amazing spiritual teacher. If you're not familiar with him, look him up. I interviewed him years ago. He's since passed on. However, I remember him saying, your personal self can't get sick enough to heal someone else. In other words, as sick as I make myself, as upset as I make myself, is that actually helping someone else to heal? No. You can't get poor enough, destitute enough to give someone else money. And so that's what I sort of remember is I'm going to do what I can. I'm going to send compassion. I'm going to do what I can. And then after that, I have to protect my energy. After that, I have to protect myself because it's doing no good. It's doing no good. And so that is what I mean by, distancing yourself from it a little bit. Maybe just don't watch the news. If you know you're being overwhelmed by everything, if you scroll through social media and you see people arguing about gas prices and whose fault it is, don't do it, right? Don't do it. Don't get yourself how many times do we get aggravated and angry and so like, what do these idiots know? They don't know it's this person's fault or it's that person's fault. And then we fight, either we fight or we witness the fighting on social media about it. And it's like, dude, go do something else. Go say a prayer instead of getting on there and putting this stuff out there. So that's kind of how I look at it. And again, that's not being, unaware or not knowing what's going on in the world or not trying to do my part. That is me doing what I can and then trying to disconnect. And I just know that there's so many people out there who are just frustrated and helpless and are still going through, there's still people during this pandemic that are being affected financially that haven't found a job yet or that, are going through stuff and it's difficult, and you have to protect your energy. You have to do what you can to make sure that you are okay, right? And so there's that balance. What can I do? Let me do what I can. And then after that, I have to protect my energy. I have to be okay with pulling back a little bit. Oh, okay. Laura's saying, I like to give to World Kitchen. They are also so. Okay, so that's another one. There's so many charities out there that are doing amazing things. There's so many celebrities right now that are fundraising for specific charities. There is so much we can do to help this situation and to not feel helpless and to not feel upset about it and to not feel worried that, what's coming next. We can do what we can and then pull back and take care of ourselves, right? Nobody else is taking care of ourselves. We have to take care of ourselves. But we can certainly give and pray and all of that from a place of compassion and a place of, I'm going to do what I can, and I'm not going to beat myself up, or I'm not going to make myself miserable, or I'm not going to worry myself into a tizzy over something that I can't control or something that I can't do. So that's why I wanted to come on here and talk about that, because there's just so many things going on. There's so many things going on every day. It's like there's a new, like 6 months ago, were we dealing with this gas issue? I can't remember when it started because I feel like it's been around forever. There's always going to be something else, but you ask yourself, okay, what can I do about it? What can I actually contribute or control right now in this situation? And then after that, you take a step back and you try not to allow your energy to be affected by it. And so that's what I wanted to come on here and share with everybody today, because I know there are so many people who are being affected by everything and dealing with all of it. Yes, somebody's saying be an earth angel where you can. Correct, but put necessary boundaries. I'm just looking on. Pray and don't worry. Yeah, it's so funny. There was, talk about an unlikely source, but I remember Oprah Winfrey years ago. This is going back like 5 to 10 years ago. I don't remember exactly when. It's years ago. Oprah Winfrey interviewed the rapper 50 Cent. And he actually said to her, pray or worry, don't do both. In other words, if you're going to pray, you're giving it over. Don't worry about it now. God's on it. The Spirit's on it. Your angels are on it. And that's true in your own life too, right? But we pray and then we still worry about it. And so I like that. That's why I always say you can send a prayer. Prayer does amazing things. Amazing things. Not just for yourself. Not just for yourself. But also for when you're praying on behalf of someone else. You are sending them energy. You can send someone else's angels and guides to them. You can say a prayer, like I said, for the people who are, in the government in Ukraine, who are trying to help their people. Say a prayer for them, that they make the right decisions, that they stay alive. These are things that you can actually do. And prayer has been proven. If you just Google the scientific studies on prayer, it's been proven over and over again to have an actual effect on someone, even if they don't know you're praying for them. That's the crazy thing. They don't even have to know. It's same thing with energy. Like if you're a Reiki healer, if you're some type of energy healer, you know that you can send somebody energy. They don't even have to know, as long as obviously you have permission or you have permission from their higher self. People don't have to know you're praying for them for it to work. I tell people all the time, if you're upset, if you're worried about a child and you're not sure what to do, call in their angels and their guides and their loved ones who have passed on and ask them, please, I'm asking you to work with them, to please open them up, to help them, change their mind, to send them the signs and synchronicities that hopefully they will recognize so that they can make a change. We can do that and it works. And so we're never really helpless. We are never really helpless in that instance. But it's really about doing what you can and then taking a step back, doing what you can and then not allowing that stress to affect your daily life and to make you anxious or depressed or sick, because emotional illness or unprocessed emotions and all of that eventually make you sick, make you physically ill. You don't want that. You don't even want the stress to give you a migraine, nothing. So anyway, that's what I came on here to tell you. And that's how I handle any type of thing that I know is going on that I feel compassion for, but I know that I can't really do, I can only do what I can. So I do what I can, and then I protect myself and I protect my energy. And then maybe I check in again, and maybe I'll donate again, or maybe I'll do more, or maybe an idea will come to me. Again, you can say a prayer too for yourself to say, please let me know. I really just want to be of more help. What can I do? Maybe there's something locally around, your city or state that you can actually do to sort of get involved. But if you can't figure it out, donating to reputable charities, at least you're feeling like you're doing something. So I hope this is helpful for you guys. And again, whether it's whatever is going on in your life, even whether it's, like I said, the pandemic, that you're affected by what's going on in other countries, whether it's just gas prices in your area, whatever it might be, you do what you can, and then you protect your energy and you set the boundaries so that you don't get ill from it, basically, whether that's mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, whatever. So anyway, that's what I wanted to come on here and talk about today. I am getting ready. By the way, it's a full moon on Friday. So whenever you're watching this, Friday, today is Thursday, tomorrow is a full moon. So if you want to see what I do on a full moon, you can go to my YouTube. I'll post a video, in the stories on Instagram, and also I'll post the link to it for my full moon ritual video. But basically the full moon to me is about letting go. So if you are stressed, if you are anxious, if you do have things that are bringing you down, this is the time during a full moon. Write it all out. What do you want to release? What do you want to let go of? What do you want help releasing and letting go of? That's really what, to me, the full moon is about. It's also a great time to charge your crystals. So that is happening tomorrow. And now I'm going to go get ready for, we still have our summit going on, elevatedexistencesummit.com, free to listen. I have an amazing interview today with Health Intuitive, who actually is talking about the connection between health and abundance in your life. Masami Covey. I'm excited about interviewing her. She's a first timer for the summit. Again, completely free to listen, elevatedexistencesummit.com. It is almost over. The summit will be over in gosh, a couple of weeks from the live interviews, and then it'll just be some replays. So thank you all for being here, and I hope that something I said is helpful to you, or just lifts you or boosts you in some way. And again, thank you all for being here. And I will see you back here again for my another weekly Spirit Boost next week at Thursday at noon Eastern on Facebook and Instagram. And if you missed the live, you can always go to the playlist on YouTube. I wish you all an amazing and beautiful weekend. Find something this weekend to bring yourself joy, please, to raise your vibration, to make yourself happy just for you. And I will see you all soon. Bye, everyone.